Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and to Good Cooking. My name is Chris and today we're going to do Salsa Verde. I'm a big fan of chips and salsa, just snacking in the afternoons, watching sports on TV on the weekends, and just having something to kind of, dip chips into. We're doing two different versions of Salsa Verde today. Now Salsa Verde is the green salsa. It is as the name would suggest, it's a little bit higher in acidity, not quite as rich, but we're going to fix a little bit of that today. And the base ingredient for salsa verde is tomatillos. Now, tomatillos are, another name for them is a Mexican tomato. They are grown throughout the United States and in Mexico. They survive wild, they're farmed. Tomatillos are picked early, so they do keep that acidity. And what you get with a salsa verde is a much higher acid salsa. So it's a good, kind of puckering salsa, great with a cocktail like a margarita. So we're doing two versions today, and the first version is going to be the very traditional method, where we're going to take the tomatillos, we're going to boil them for about 10-15 minutes, let them soften up before we make our salsa. The second version we're going to roast. I'm going to roast the chilies, the tomatillo, and the garlic, just to give a little bit of a kind of rounder, roastier flavor. You'll still get that nice acidic burst in it, but it won't be quite as acidic as just the boiled version. Now the easy part about this is you basically make them both the exact same way. One will be boiled, one will be roasted. And then the assembly is all the exact same, the ingredients are the exact same. So it does make it very simple to choose which one you want to do depending on how much time you have and what you're in the mood for. So let's jump into the recipe. The first thing we've got are the tomatillos. And when you buy your tomatillos, you want to buy the ones with the husks that are kind of loose. That makes it really easy to peel. So we're going to put the boiled ones in this pot, and we're going to do 1 pound of tomatillos. And the roasty one, I'm going to make it a little bit milder, so I'm going to use a jalapeno for that one. And the jalapeno won't have as much heat as the other ones, which we're going to use serranos for. So my jalapeno, and that's it for this one now. I'm going to fill it with water, and we'll get it on the stove. So for the second one, we're going to peel our tomatillos again, get them out of the husk, and what you want are nice, firm, beautiful, bright green tomatillos. And to that one, we're going to add 2 serrano chilies. And because we're roasting this, I am also going to do 2 cloves of garlic in there. So I want to take off the stem at the top, and both of these, just give them a smash. And those are going to go in our pot once we get it nice and hot. And here's our first one. And we just want enough water in there that they start to kind of move around easily. So we're going to let these come to a boil for 10 minutes. And while they come to a boil, I'm going to move those over here. The next one we're going to do, we're going to let the pan get hot. Chef's advice, never put food into a cold pan. So let the pan get hot, and then we'll add our ingredients. We're going to throw them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes until they get kind of a nice kind of roasty look to them. So our pan's hot. We're starting to get little wisps of smoke. So I can go ahead and add these in here. So now it's all coated in a little bit of oil. We're going to move those to the oven. We'll let those go for about 10 minutes. So even though I did the tomatillos for the roasted version in the oven, you can do it on the stove top if you want to. It comes out just as good. Hell, I've even seen people put them in the air fryer just to get some color on them. That's really all you need to soften them up and get a little bit of char on them. If you don't want to boil tomatillos, or if you can't find tomatillos, you can always use canned. Just skip the cooking process and go straight to building the salsa like we'll do in a minute. It's been about 10 minutes and they're starting to get nice and soft. They're starting to kind of burst a little bit. That means we're basically done with these. So we can turn this off the flame now and make our salsa. So the roasted have been going for just about as long. Got some nice color on them. So these are ready to go as well. So now we're going to assemble both these the exact same way. And we'll start with the boiled one. And I don't want to throw away this liquid yet because I want to make sure that the consistency of the salsa is what I want. So I'm going to hold on to some of this liquid in case I have to thin it out a little bit. Now you've got two options when you're making this. If you want it to be a little less hot, a little less spicy, you can take the seeds out. But I'm not too worried about that. Just an option for you. So when I'm building my salsas, I always recommend that you're using fresh lime juice. Anything you buy in the store just doesn't taste very good. It's got that kind of chemical flavor to it. You want to make sure you use fresh lime juice all the time. So we've got our tomatillos, our chili in there. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of onion. We did not boil our garlic, so we're going to add our garlic in here as well. We're going to do a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I like in mine, you don't have to do this. This is just my preference personally. I like a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin. A little salt. And that one's ready to go. So for the next one, we're going to add our tomatillos, our garlic, and our roast serranos. And the same thing, a 1/4 cup of chopped white onion, 1/4 cup of lime juice, fresh lime juice, a pinch of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon cumin. So from here, how you process is up to you. I like to use a stick blender. You could use just a traditional blender, or you could use a Robocool if you want to. Now we'll do the boiled. Traditionally, Salsa Verde is a little bit chunky, but I do like mine a little bit smoother. So let's try both. Ooh, that's so good. A little more salt. Ooh, and the roasted just has that really nice, rich flavor to it. Both are good. Both need a little bit more salt. And before we finish, I'm going to take a bunch of cilantro. I'm just going to fold in a little cilantro. One. And two. Oh, they're good to go. And they're both so good. They taste very similar, obviously. The one that's roasted definitely has that softer structure, softer flavor to it. Not as acidic, but you do get the nice acidity out of the tomatillos and the lime juice, but a little rounder because we roasted all those vegetables that were in there. So that's salsa two ways. Very easy to make. You can see the recipe's the same whether you boil the tomatillos and the chilies, you roast them, you air fry them, you know do them in a saute pan, whatever's easier for you. But they build out the same way, and these are great for chips and salsa. If you want to use them on enchiladas as a sauce or as a garnish for for tacos, whatever you're doing at home, a great way to make something fresh from scratch without having to buy something from the bottle. So hope you've enjoyed the recipe. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you try the recipes and you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and good cooking. Bye for now.